So if you've watched my channel long enough, you know I don't particularly care for wokeness in media. I will often criticize it, as many other channels do. However, the difference is, I don't turn around and watch or play or review that thing that I'm criticizing. I won't give it the time of day. I don't care how badly I need content. I'm not going to stoop to giving a company that hates me money. One of the first rules, if you don't like wokeness, don't give woke corporations money. It seems simple enough, right? But it seems like not enough people are doing this. A lot of larger content creators who stand against wokeness will do streams and watch or do videos watching and reviewing this woke media and trying to tear it apart. But really, the only thing you're doing is giving fuel to your critics to try and say, look at how stupid they are. It doesn't make any sense to me. Why not just criticize the concept and then move on to something better? Present an alternative of some sort. Too many people aren't presenting alternatives. Just recently, we had a controversy with a YouTuber by the name of Heel vs. Babyface, where he did a stream of Starfield, and he was basically criticizing how much of a trash fire it was, and he went on a rant about the pronouns, and all of the woketivists on Twitter were basically calling him a crybaby and trying to mock him, and it was a big dividing line. And you had more content creators that I thought were more neutral, that I've since unsubscribed from and want nothing more to do with, starting to dogpile on him. But the reality is this, he's not wrong. He was basically trying to say all he wanted was an escape. But there's two mistakes that he made. The first mistake was assuming that Bethesda wasn't going to make a game with some form of wokeness in it to placate those types of people, because a large portion of their office is made up of those types of people. If you've paid attention to Bethesda over the past several years, you would know that a majority of the people who work for them are ideologically woke. So that's the first mistake. The second mistake is playing the game, buying the game. Which goes back to the first point. Why give these companies money? You know they're woke, you know they have DEI departments. I know the game has been in development for a very long time, and people have been anticipating it for a very long time, but the way the culture has shifted since then, why not take off the rose-tinted glasses and say, you know what, it isn't even worth it. It isn't even worth it. Let's play an alternative. Let's seek out an alternative. At the end of the day, it is completely pointless to complain about something like wokeness and then turn around and give those same companies that are guilty of that money. It just doesn't make any sense to me. And I'm not blaming Az for wanting escapism. He was absolutely correct in his rant, and I support him 100%. But I think the bigger issue is that so many content creators who stand against that still turn around and engage with that media. I don't understand that. I have walked away from so many companies. My Xbox One will probably be my last Xbox. I'm not getting a new Xbox because Microsoft is so devoted to the DEI cause. I'm not giving them any more money. I will gladly buy games that aren't produced by Microsoft, and I'll play older stuff, but I'm not giving them any more of my money. I'm not giving Hollywood any more of my money. I'm not giving Disney any more of my money specifically, or anything related with Star Wars. And I grew up with Star Wars. I love Star Wars. Star Wars was everything to me growing up. I could quote Empire Strikes Back verbatim. I watched it so many times I wore out the VHS I have. But I understand that when a group of people come into Star Wars and hijack it and make it into something that it was never meant to be and it was never created to be, that's when I'm out. That's when they say my viewership as a longtime Star Wars fan does not matter, and so I choose to walk away. Instead of just complaining about it, I say, no, I'm done. I'm going to seek alternatives. I'm going to promote alternatives. I'll point out how sad and ridiculous it is, but I'm going to walk away and pursue alternatives. Because when you do what Az did, you're just fueling critics. You're just fueling people who are going to say you're nothing more than a complaining man-child. They're going to insult your appearance. They're going to insult your... they're going to insult you anyway. They're just horrible people. But it makes a difference when you promote positive alternatives and you walk away from these corporations who are constantly declaring their hatred of you. We need to be more vigilant about this. We need to be more disciplined in walking away from woke entertainment. If we're not, then what's the point? I have to ask that with all sincerity. What is the point of complaining about wokeness in things where it wasn't before if you're going to go and buy those things? How many people went and bought Diablo 4 despite all of the controversy at Blizzard, not even just about wokeness, but just about the company entirely? People just ran and bought it, which shows that a lot of people just do not care like they say they do. They'll rant and rave and complain, but ultimately they have to have my video game. That stuff just burns me. If I'm going to complain about something that I don't like, I'm sure as heck not going to buy it. That doesn't make any sense. And I can't excuse it by saying, oh, I need content, because I can, again, make content based on things that I like. I have my Cool Comic series where I talk about comic books that I like. I'm never going to review any of these modern woke pieces of garbage from DC and Marvel. I'm going to review the old stuff. And I'm going to be honest about whether I like it or whether I dislike it on the merits of its own quality. But I know all of the new stuff is woke, and it's subversive, and it's divisive, so I'm not going to touch it. That bridge has been crossed. I won't read their books ever again until they fire some people, and until they get their stuff together. But there are too many people who will buy books, they'll review them, they'll talk about them, and they'll give money to people who hate them. Razorfist is very adamant about not giving money to people who hate you. And he's very disciplined in it. He's one of the few who actually is. I don't understand why there are so many people who do this. I like the Night's Watch crew, but they'll go and review everything, knowing that it's most likely going to be terrible. Why would they even give it the time of day? It doesn't make any sense to me. You complain about this, you know it's going to be bad based on the promos, based on the statements of the writers, the directors, so on and so forth, yet you'll go and review it yourself. Oh, there's a chance I might be surprised. Very slim. It's not even worth it. And you're just giving them money to continue to produce this kind of stuff anyway. They hate you. Why are you giving them money? It doesn't make any sense to me. Maybe I'm missing something here. Maybe this is some sort of game or grift, or I don't know what it is. All I know is that for me, if I complain that something is woke, and I don't like stuff that promotes wokeness, I don't like stuff that promotes DEI, that promotes identity politics of any sort, I don't like that sort of thing. I won't watch it. I won't give it money. I'll instead point out an alternative if there is one. I'll focus on an alternative instead. But yet so many won't do this. So many of content creators much larger than myself won't do this. I respect Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers by saying he's done with Star Wars. He won't watch any of it. I'm pretty sure he got into a fight on FNT about that. But I respect him for taking a hardline stance and saying, I'm not even going to bother. I think that's respectable. I think that's what you need to do. You need to be able to walk away instead of just complaining and then going and watching it so that you can review it and so that you can whine about it and give fuel to your critics. Just walk away. Just walk away. Simple as that. And find and promote alternatives. That's the second half of all of this. Alternatives are important, and there are good alternatives out there. If you promote, you share, you speak positively of the alternatives that you like and you can authentically endorse, if you've got a big audience, a big reach, that's going to go way further than just complaining about woke media and then going to watch it. And it'll give people hope again, because a lot of this stuff is just demoralizing. Seeing how mainstream entertainment has gone completely ideological is demoralizing. If you're not in that cult, it's demoralizing. And you see it for what it is. But if you've walked away, you owe it to yourself to promote the good that's out there. And if these entertainment conglomerates do something good, which is kind of, I think that's the other issue, is that there is this underlying belief that occasionally they'll just make something that's good and not woke. But guys, that's not the standard. This stuff is becoming so standardized throughout the entertainment industry, it's like looking for a needle in a haystack. It's not worth the risk of financial investment into that media, into that entertainment. It's just not worth it. Again, it comes back to don't give money to organizations that as a whole hate you just because some creator was able to get through and make something that doesn't profess hatred of you or your values. It's not worth the risk. But yet so many people are clinging on to this idea that it is. You need to walk away and show them that you can vote with your wallet. Then those corporations will have to decide what's more important to them, your money or pleasing Twitter. It's as simple as that. Thank you very much for watching, folks. This has been Super Koopa TV. I will see you guys next time. God bless. Have a good one. Peace.